What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another week, another pod. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Like I mentioned before, man, we're getting inching closer to March Madness. Like you mentioned, got to do my research on these teams. But no matter how much I do, the bracket's gonna be busted that first week, man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. You know, there's always going to be a couple of those early on that are gonna really ruin it for everybody. Happens every year.
Oh yeah, man. Hate to see it, but I love it because that means
Oh yeah.
that means the games are good, man. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's get right into it, man. I mean, despite the NFL not being in season, they're still taking up the headlines. There's a bunch of different news about Shedeur Sanders from some of the interviews he did. People didn't really like his confidence too much. But I do feel like it was kind of decoyish. I feel like we always get that every year, where you know they say stuff about players, their draft class, draft stock drops. But it's
Yep.
pretty much just so a team could pick them. But I'm hearing Cleveland might be all in on it, man.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think a lot of the pundits are saying that Cam Ward is probably the better of the prospects. He's bigger. He's got kind of a bigger frame to handle the NFL. Shador's a little bit smaller, maybe not as big of an arm as Cam Ward, but I think what people love about Shedeur is he's just, he's tough, right? He's like a beating in Colorado, and he stood in there and he got it done for them. And yeah, I think Cleveland's kind of happy to let either Cam Ward or Shedeur fall to them, but it looks like they're, I'd say high likelihood of going quarterback there.
Oh yeah, I feel like they don't have a choice, man.
Yeah.
They need a hard reset on the franchise, but they're gonna have to figure out how to get some offensive pieces, because otherwise it's gonna pretty much be like he's back at Colorado.
Yeah. I think a bigger question is, what are the Giants going to pay to trade to number one?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I think they should just stay where they are and go get Hunter and then wait for Arch next year. But I'm hearing rumors. They're talking to Aaron Rodgers now. I hope not. It's just they're in panic mode right now, especially off of the Hard Knocks. What we saw with Saquon, and then when he went out to Philly and won the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like they're just in panic mode right now, trying to get people back to their side. But it's too late, man.
I mean, if they can get Rodgers on like a 1-year deal for like no money, I don't hate that move. If worst comes to worst, you cut him. I know you're afraid of winning too many games and ending up in another bad draft pick and then no Rodgers next year. But I think for the team itself, I don't think it's that bad of a move.
Yeah, I mean, if they did get Rodgers, I think they're gonna have to just trade back, trade the pick back, man.
Yeah,
because otherwise you're gonna be stuck with a year pick and you're gonna win too many games. I rather. I mean, that's the thing at 3. Nobody really gonna move up to 3. It depends on who's there.
Right. Right.
Pretty much the same two teams are going to be at the bottom, whether it be Cleveland or the Titans. I don't know, maybe trying to think who's going to be terrible next year.
Well, if Tennessee stays at 1 and takes Carter or someone like that, then it could get interesting at 3.
Yeah, maybe Tennessee wants to trade us next year's pick for their quarterback. So
right,
that's what I'm saying. It would have to be something crazy like that. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out. So, and it depends on who's there too.
Sure.
But honestly, I feel like if Carter falls or Hunter falls at 3, you got to take them. So.
Yeah, I agree.
And then outside of that, I mean, we got some shakeups in free agency. Free agency starts on the 12th. So teams are out there re-signing their guys, cutting some guys. As far as standouts, the Bengals, man. They got one defensive end that retires, another one they told him to seek out a trade. Ain't nobody on that defense, man.
Yeah, it's rough. It's not what you want to hear. I think that I don't know. I think that they could still get it done if they want to, but yeah, not a good start for them. I mean, they franchised T Higgins, which got to do. They said, I think all sides are looking for the long-term deal there.
Yep.
But I think the hope was they could sign Trey Hendrickson as well, and it's not looking great right now.
Nope.
And yeah, like you said, Sam Hubbard retired, so the defense is in a little bit of turmoil right now.
Yeah, man, they're definitely gonna have to rebuild that defense fast and young, quick.
Yeah.
If Henderson does Hendricks does go with the trade, I mean, they don't have to resign him, so that's gonna give them more cap room to resign Higgins and possibly pick up some other players. But I mean, they're pretty much gonna need the picks. They're pretty much gonna have to go all defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna have to pretty much try to draft. I want to say seven starters this year, which is gonna be pretty tough.
Yeah, the free agent market's is a little tough right now. I think part of the problem is with the cap going up, it's allowing teams to kind of re-sign their guys, and the once thinking that the free agency market was going to be better is it may not be. Maybe slim pickings out there.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing is not really for the as far as the Bengals, not really defensive players out there for them to get. I mean, there's some corners, which will always help, but if you don't have a pass rush, then it's going to be a long day for those corners. So
Oh yeah.
they're going to have to figure out some kind of pass rush in this draft. I mean, that's the thing. I can't even say they're at the. I want to say they're at like the 12, 15, something like that, something crazy, like 15, 17 spot to go from that to 3 or try to get Carter, or it'd cost a lot. So
Yep.
and I
Sure.
don't think they're in a position to do that because
They aren't.
as bad as they would take Carter. I mean, they need about another 10 players. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's nothing they could do, man. So might be another long season for the Bengals unless they pretty much outscoring everybody, putting up 40 some points a game.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, the Eagles retooled their defense pretty quickly last year. I think they were I think the worst or the second worst defense in the NFL, and this year they were the best. So it can happen. If you hit on a couple corners, that can make a huge difference.
Yeah, but they hit on 2 defensive ends and 2 corners. let alone the year before they hit on a linebacker and a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
The odds of that happening are very, very, very.
I hear
slim.
you. I hear you.
But I mean, it could be done. But I mean, they're just gonna have to do their research, man. A lot of research.
Yep.
And then I saw some other news. The Lions, they went out there. Not the Lions. The Bears, they went out there. They got 2 offensive linemen, which was kind of their weakness. They traded a 5th and 6th round pick. One was for one of the Chiefs guards, and then I forget who the other guy was. So they're definitely building an offensive line so they can run that ball. The new head coach, he's from the Lions, so imitating what he had over there. So
yeah, they got Joe Tooney, right?
Yeah, Tooney, and then I forget who the other guy was. I think he was like a semi-starter on another team.
Okay.
You mentioned Debo getting traded to Washington. It's going to be a nightmare for our Giants fans. And then Joey Bosa just got released from the Chargers, so that's another option for some teams. Like I mentioned, like we mentioned before, you're probably going to go to a contender. So we'll see what happens with that. And then, I mean, back to our series for best offseason moves. We got the AFC South and NFC South. AFC South, we got the Texans, Colts, Jaguars, and Titans. As far as the Texans, they just got to stay healthy, man. They got to get healthy, and they got to get some depth. So
they just traded for Christian Kirk today.
Oh, okay. I thought he got cut.
He was about to get cut, and then they traded him to the Texans for a 7th rounder.
That's good for them, but I guess they're not going to re-sign Diggs or.
I still think they go to re-sign Diggs.
Yeah, I liked him there. He played good there. I'm not gonna lie, he played good
Yeah.
there. I don't mind Kirk going there because what's his name's out for pretty much the majority of the season anyway.
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell, yeah, because he freaking tore up his whole leg on that
Yeah.
touchdown pass. So,
Yep.
um, but still, I mean, outside of that, I mean, offensively they're pretty much good. I wouldn't mind seeing them get a better tight end or another tight end. Running game is great. I don't know how much what's the name Mixon has
Joe
left in the
Mixon.
tank. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know how much. I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I'm not too happy about the backups. Then defensively, I mean, they've been hitting the hammer on the nail when it comes to defense. So, I mean, they're in a good position to repeat the AFC South. So,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
other teams, they're gonna have to get it together, man.
And they weren't far off from beating Kansas City there in the playoffs. So I mean, they're there. They're right
Yeah,
there.
I said if it wasn't for all their injuries, I mean, they definitely would have had a better chance of knocking them out. So they're improving
For
pretty
sure.
much year over year. So
Yep.
then we got the Colts. Sorry, Colts fans, but I might need another quarterback, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they may be a good candidate for like a Jackson Dart or someone like that to take a little flyer on. Because yeah, I think as much as I like Anthony Richardson and I think he's fun to watch, like his accuracy throwing the ball is not good.
Yeah, I feel like he's just doesn't have enough experience. Like he's rarely like there was some games he was going like he only threw two passes and by halftime, and it's just like,
Yeah.
would you not run a wildcat? Like what is going
Right.
on here? But I think they're definitely gonna have to bring in another quarterback. But that's the thing. What quarterback are you gonna bring in?
Right.
I'm not too fond on Dart.
No, I'm not either, but I know there are people that are.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the thing. It's not even normally the draft classes they have like four good quarterbacks that you figure could go one. After, there's probably like one quarterback that people think should go one, and then like two,
Yeah.
3, 4 is always interchangeable. But this year I feel
Yeah.
like it's really only 1, 2. Everything else is just a coin flip. But
Yeah.
um, they're gonna need help on the defensive end as well. I know they're losing some defensive players, but that quarterback is what's holding them back.
Yeah.
Then we got the Jaguars. I mean, you could just throw that whole team out. Um, I mean, Trevor Lawrence has not lived up to any hype.
I'm curious how he does with Liam Cohen, because Cohen kind of turned Baker around a little bit. He did well in Los Angeles with Matt Stafford. So I'm curious to see how he does with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, but the thing is though, you let go Kirk, and then now you're stuck with Brian Thomas Jr. has been great.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He's definitely gonna be the number one receiver there. The running back situation, I'm not too happy about. I feel like
Yeah.
ETN had a lot of potential as far as a go-to running back, but it seems like the Banks has been taking up a lot of his third down possessions.
Yeah.
So it's a defensively, that's a coin flip. I mean, they pretty much can't stop a nosebleed, so it's going to be a long day for them, man. They're going to have to. They're probably the worst team in the division.
I think the Colts are probably the worst team, but
Nah,
the Jaguars are.
yeah. I mean, even though the Titans got the first pick, I mean, they're going to be a lot better, depending on they're probably going to go quarterback in this draft. They do have some pieces on offense, some guys on defense as well that can help win them some games. But that outside of the Texans, it's pretty much a
Crapshoot.
yeah, crapshoot with these other three teams, man.
Yeah, I agree.
And then as far as the NFC South, we got the Falcons, Panthers, Saints, and Buccaneers. As far as the Falcons, I mean, it looks like they might be getting rid of your boy Cousins, which is good. But also they got to figure out some things on offense. I was disappointed with the Pitts. I mean, he hasn't performed there. I don't know if it's them not throwing him the ball or him just
Well, I'm curious what they do with Cousins, because I was under the impression they can't cut him because the money's too the dead money's too high, but like no one wants to trade for him because his contract this year really sucks. So I'd heard that they were just going to stash him on the bench.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. He's pretty much. That's the thing. A lot of people didn't think he was really ready to play. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, we'll see
but
what
I thought he
happens.
looked okay. I thought he looked okay early in the season. He
Yeah,
got
but
a lot worse as the season went on.
that's what I thought as well. Like it seemed like he was very stiff in the pocket. In today's
Yeah,
NFL, you got to be able to move around out of the pocket.
for sure.
But he's not one of those guys that would do that. So, and then the I ain't gonna lie, that running back situation with Algier and
Yeah, what are they doing?
I feel like I don't know what's going on, man.
Like, why Bijan should be getting 90% of the touches for running back there.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a
Why?
60-40 split, man.
Yeah, why is Algier and Bijan at like a 50-50? Like what's going on here?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's the coaching staff or management. I don't know, but they're gonna have to figure something out.
Bizarre.
As far as receivers, I mean, they got some guys that showed up, didn't show up. Some guys with potential. I want to say they need another receiver, but it's
Drake London was awesome last year.
yeah, he had a quarterback that can throw him the ball
I know.
between the two quarterbacks.
And,
But
and I thought Mooney was good. But yeah, they probably need another guy. I think Mooney's a good third,
yeah,
but
third slot
they
guy.
might need it. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, maybe they thought Pitts would develop into that, but
Yeah, they
I don't
probably
know, man.
did.
I don't know,
He
man.
just
But
seems like he can't get open.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the play calling. I don't know, man. Because I mean, was Raheem? He's a defensive guy, so maybe they have to bring in like a tight end coach or something. Or
I mean, Arthur Smith was an offensive guy, and he couldn't get Pitts the ball either.
nah, I mean they need I want to say a McVay guy or like
Yeah,
Andy Reid type of guy. So that can
yeah.
But I think in the NFL, tight ends really don't get open that much compared to like how they used to back in the day.
No.
So I think some of it's due to athleticism. I mean, they've been
Yeah, the linebackers can cover.
yep, linebackers can cover. They get safeties or corners, bigger safeties and corners now that can cover. But I think still, man, those guys are pretty big. So
Yeah.
and then we got the Panthers. I mean, hopefully they can stick to their quarterback this year.
You know what? Chuba played good all year. I thought they were a pretty good team down the stretch. I thought Bryce Young played well after he came back. They won a few games. They were competitive pretty much. I'd say the last 7 or 8 weeks, and they got some good young players on that team. I think that they definitely need to supplement with some veterans now, and I don't know. Adam Thielen's been great there.
But he can't be the number one now. Come on, he can't be your
No,
number one guy.
no. Legette's got to move to number one. He's got to be the number one guy. And that what's that? The other kid, the undrafted or like 7th round kid. I forget his name, but he was awesome down the stretch. Like they got some players over there, and I feel like Dave Canales is doing a pretty good job. So I am kind of curious how they look coming out of the gate next year.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Their division is not far from like not out of reach.
No.
The teams in that division, they pretty much go even with each other all year round. I mean, what you got to get to 10-6, 11 and 11-5, probably
10
to win
and
that
7.
division.
10 and 7, 11. Yeah, 10 and 7,
Yeah.
11 and 6, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Somewhere in there to win that division. So it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
Especially if you're beating who you need to be and beating your in-division games. So as far as the Buccaneers, I feel like they got to get the young guys got to step up. It seems like they still have a hangover from that Tom Brady Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought they were better I thought they were better last year, but they were too up and down. Like I like what they're doing with Bucky Irving and Rashad White. I feel like that was a good draft pick and a good combo.
Yep.
Mike Evans is awesome. Kate Otten really turned it on the tight end spot. Their defense is, I'd say non-existent, but it's a little bit better than that. But it's not that good for a guy like Todd Bowles, who's been a defensive guru his whole career. Defense needs to be better, but I thought Baker was really good last year overall, and I think they got some pieces on offense. I think that's another one where it's going to come down to the defense and Baker not making the big mistake.
Yeah, they found themselves in too many shootout games, which kind of hurt them. So, unfortunately, they're gonna have to get some pass rushers.
Yes,
because the guys they have from that Super Bowl run are pretty much out of there or old as hell in football terms. So, they're definitely gonna have to figure that out.
Oh yeah.
For next week, we'll hit you guys up for the AFC West and NFC West. There should be some interesting takes on some of these teams as well because they're making some moves. Speaking of the NFC West, your boy DJ Metcalf, rest of the trade. He's up out of there. It's gonna be interesting to see where he goes. I think he's a good receiver. He just hasn't been able to get into the playoffs really. To do what he does, man.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'd like to look at the stats on how many guys request trades and actually get traded. I feel like this is another one where he requests a trade, and I could easily see him being re-signed to some big contract in Seattle. But we'll see. I think he said he wants to go to a contender. I know we talked offline about the Bills being a landing spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a perfect kind of place for him. And they don't really have that number one guy. I mean, Amari Cooper, they traded for him to be that guy, but he wasn't. Shakir is awesome, but he's really like I would say a good number two.
2, 3, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be a good landing spot. Obviously the Chiefs are always they're like the Miami Heat, like they'll just be in the rumors all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with a couple of these guys that requested trades.
Yeah, I can see him going to Baltimore just because of the mentality of the Ravens.
But yeah, I'm not sure he'd be happy in Baltimore because they don't, I have to assume he wants the ball, and they just, Lamar doesn't really throw to wide receivers that often. It's a lot of tight end work, and Zay Flowers had a pretty good year, but he's more of a, down the seam kind of. He doesn't really throw that deep ball that DK wants. That's more of like a Josh Allen type of a guy, I think.
Yeah, maybe the Chargers. That would be
that's another one. Yeah.
That's an interesting one. But I mean, other than that, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens, man. I wonder what he'll go for. Maybe he'll go for a third or a second. I don't think he'll go for a first, but it's gonna be interesting. I feel like some of these players have been going for like nothing, like a 4th, 5th, 6th round. Like they just dumping them. So we'll see what happens. And then, like we mentioned before, mock draft's going crazy. Shador's fallen, but we think is a decoy. So we'll see where he lands. Like I said, he and the Browns might go are heavy in on him. Giants, I don't know what we're gonna do. What would you like to see your Jets do, man?
I don't know. They need a quarterback, but I don't think there's going to be a quarterback there at 7. I'd more look at the second round. They need offensive line help. The offensive line in this draft is kind of weak, and they need help on the back end, I think. And man, I don't know. They haven't taken a tight end right now. We'll see.
I actually like the tight ends in this draft. Which one? The one from Penn State or?
Yeah, the Penn State kid.
State one? Yeah. So they're pretty good guys. So
yeah,
you never know. Cam Ward could fall to you guys. Sanders could fall to you guys. But it just depends on what the Raiders do ahead of you.
Yep.
And then pretty much what the Titans and Browns do. So, but we still got a month and a few days before the draft. So there's definitely gonna be a lot more news for it.
I was gonna say there's gonna be a lot of mock drafts between now and then.
I think Mel Kiper's on his 2nd or 3rd right now. So you can only imagine. And then on to the NBA. we have some tragic news. Boy, Kyrie's done for the year. ACL. Hanging out with Anthony Davis too much. Anthony Davis rubbed off on him, and it makes that Luka Anthony Davis trade look so much worse. But I feel like they might be in a good spot to tank now. So
Yeah, I feel bad for Mavs fans after this one. I mean, Kyrie was having a great year. He felt like he had kind of put the off the court stuff behind him and focused on basketball, which is nice because he, when he's right, he's awesome to watch play. So yeah, after Luka goes down, Kyrie gets hurt, Anthony Davis is hurt again. They're talking about shutting Anthony Davis down for the year. I don't know. Your theory of them going to Vegas isn't. It's kind of picking up some steam, I think.
yeah, but either that that's one of my theories. For them tanking to get to Vegas because right now the Mavs are looking to get a new stadium. But obviously that gets funded by the taxpayers. And if the taxpayers are not happy about the team, then I mean Vegas will definitely take them. But on the other end, I mean there's an opportunity for them to tank to try to get one of the top one, two, or three guys, whether it be
Yep.
Harper Jr. or Cooper Flag. I forget the other guy's name from. They're on the same team, Rutgers. And then I'm hearing KD's going to Dallas, man. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that he wants to reunite with Kyrie from the Brooklyn days. But instead of James Harden, now they got Anthony Davis. That would be a vicious lineup with Kyrie, KD, Anthony Davis. And if they got like Cooper Flag or somebody, that'd be I ain't gonna lie. That'd be pretty dangerous, man.
That seems like an injury-prone lineup to me.
It does, man. But like I said, they're gonna have to.
I'll say there's a lot of miles on those legs.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying they would have to get like the first pick or something, high pick to subsidize those minutes for those older guys. So
yeah, yep.
Then we had your boy Embiid. He's done for the season. I mean, not surprising.
No.
Came in the season, said he was in shape, but then didn't see the lick of a floor for like 6 weeks. Came in, had like 1 or 2 good games, and then pretty much ghost for the rest of the season. Seems like I heard the 76ers are looking to get back some of that money they gave him. They just re-signed him for like another. I don't know what it was for, but I think it was
too much.
Yeah, I think it was like 211 or something like that. That Paul, then they signed Paul George for 2 something.
Well, that was stupid. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, I could have told them that, man. Even the Clippers, the Clippers said, "Nah, we're not re-signing you for that, man."
Yeah.
So, I mean, people were kind of wondering why the Clippers didn't re-sign him, especially with the situation with Kawhi. But I mean, obviously they did the smart thing. So the process is going to begin again. Hopefully they don't get a top pick. But we're going to see what happens, man. I don't know why they let Ellen Brand go when he was cooking over there as a GM, man. But hey, stuff happens, man.
Yep.
And then outside of that, I mean, Lakers are rolling. So get ready for the Lakers Celtics finals narrative coming back at you. Calling it now. Probably going to see Lakers versus the Celtics for the next two years until LeBron retires. Then get a break and then probably back again, depending on if my Knicks could get a third player or something. But it's that's what it's looking like, man. Your boy. I'm about to say David Stern. Your boy.
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver, getting it back to the old NBA.
Yeah, I mean the Lakers are playing well, obviously. I think Luka's got his mojo back a little bit. He's got his legs under him now. I think people were freaking out there, early on, but guy hadn't played for a month and a half, so
he pulled the James Harden. So
yeah. I'll have to see them in the playoffs. I don't know if I trust them yet. With LeBron and Luka, really. I mean, those two guys that just don't play. I mean, Luka's never played defense, but LeBron is getting older, and I think he focuses his efforts more on the offensive side of the ball. So I think that team will struggle defensively in the playoffs. but they may get into shootouts and be able to outscore you. So
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. When you got two players that are putting up 30 apiece or almost almost 60 points a game,
yeah,
but also responsible maybe for another 80 to 90 because of their assist. It makes it kind of easy for them offensively, but
yeah,
defensively, like I said, they're definitely gonna have to stop somebody. But I mean, the way they're sitting right now, I think they're second in the West. So I mean, the teams they're gonna have to play. I mean, they can probably get to the Western Conference Finals.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I think you got to watch the Nuggets, obviously, and obviously OKC. Those are gonna be the two teams that I think that are gonna be. And honestly, like the Warriors are playing good right now too. I mean, they could be another team to watch out for when you get into the playoffs. So I think the West is kind of shaping up pretty nicely right now. I think that we were a bit down on the West for a while, but I think with a couple of trades and a couple of moves, it looks like they could be the West could be tough.
Oh yeah, I think it definitely is gonna be. But and I think we're gonna see a lot of good basketball in the playoffs. A lot from the West
Yeah,
side, because it seems like teams are more even on the West. As long as the Lakers
yeah,
don't have to play the Nuggets, I mean they have a good shot. Because they can't really guard
yeah,
Joker. Outside
yeah,
of that, I think they pretty much match up well with all of the teams. I mean, obviously not against the Celtics. The Celtics is just too much for
yeah,
everybody right now. The only team that could probably compete with them is Cleveland, but I don't think Cleveland has the experience. So next we just one man away. So I don't know what we're gonna do to try to find that person, but we have to see what happens, man.
yeah, yep,
And then it's not really else in basketball. Um MLB's kicking off spring training. Nothing really going on there. Hockey's going. Almost March Madness time.
oh yeah.
Uh, for PGA, we got the Arnold Palmer this week. I think Scotty's up right now. Oh no,
Wyndham
Clark.
Clark, Wyndham
Yeah,
Clark,
Clark.
yep.
I think Scotty won last time.
He did. He won last year. Yep.
So Wyndham's up 2 strokes on your boy Bradley. So who you liking in this? I know they kicked off already, but
Uh, I like. I mean, I like Rory. He usually plays well at Bay Hill. Justin Thomas is usually another guy who plays okay at Bay Hill. I mean, Wyndham off to a good start. He can hit the ball solid. Uh, Scotty's gonna be there probably in the end. It's a stacked field. I mean, Shane Lowry played well today. Uh, I think it's pretty wide open in my eyes. It was tough conditions out there.
yeah, I mean, pretty much outside of Clark, I mean, he's at he has a 2 stroke lead, but everybody below him is pretty much like one shot away within each
Yeah,
other. So those guys you mentioned, if they have a good day, they could be definitely right up there. So
yeah,
I have to I'll check the odds on that right now. So
yeah. I'd check it out.
I have to put in that Scotty. He had a lot tie for 11, so definitely be done. So and then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Brights and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so this we've got a homemade vodka sauce with some chicken meatballs and cauliflower gnocchi. So basically, with the sauce, I fried up some onions with a little bit of avocado oil, mixed in some garlic, and threw the meatballs in there, threw the chicken meatballs in, kind of let that all mesh together, and then added some crushed tomatoes, some Italian seasoning, a little bit of a garlic seasoning, salt, pepper. Added some chicken broth and stirred that all together. Got that going in a nice little simmer. Then added some cream cheese, some light cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, and some Parmesan cheese, and then some more salt and pepper. Mix that up and let that simmer for about an hour.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean that was pretty much it for the sauce. It's one of these where they try to keep it. Usually you make vodka. Oh, obviously there was vodka, 2/3 a cup of vodka as well.
Hmm.
Um, Usually you cook it with a bunch of heavy cream, not the healthiest thing for you typically. So this was done without that. But yeah, let that simmer down. Then fried up some cauliflower gnocchi from Trader Joe's,
Okay.
and put the meatballs and the sauce over the gnocchi, and you got yourself a nice little meal there.
Doesn't matter what kind of vodka you use, or is that like just
I mean, I had Tito's, so I used that, but
okay?
no, because it kind of you're cooking it off,
Okay.
um, so it's not a huge deal.
But that definitely sounds good, man. I've had a vodka sauce dish in a long time.
Yeah, I don't eat it a ton, but it's got a good flavor to it, and especially like you can make it a little spicy, like you can add a little chili pepper flake in there. It can be pretty good. But yeah, I don't eat it a ton. It does give me it's one of the rare things that gives me a little heartburn. So
It's the vodka, man.
so
It's the vodka.
eh, well, yeah, probably is. Or it could just be all the crushed tomatoes in there, but yeah, it's tasty. I like it spicy, so a spicy vodka sauce is right up my alley.
Definitely sounds good, man. And what would you guys drink that down with?
All right, so we're up in Asheville again. We're going back there. Uh, the brewery is called Black Mountain Brewery. It's actually in Black Mountain, so it's not in Asheville proper, but it's out in that area, and they deliver into Asheville, so there's plenty of it around. So I had the Touch the Sun. So it's a pale ale. Comes in at 6%. It's Simcoe and Mosaic hops. It's dry hopped, double dry hop. Sorry. I I thought it was okay. I was expecting more of a hazier pale ale, just because I feel like when it's double dry hopped, it typically gets a hazier look to it. It was a little, it looked a little, you know, West Coast for me.
Okay.
Um, but I thought the flavor was still pretty good. You still kind of got the juiciness of that hop. It wasn't too bitter on the back end. It was pretty smooth, which is another upside of the double dry hopping. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Again, I wouldn't another one of these where I wouldn't probably go that route again, or I'd probably try something else. Didn't pull me in enough to order another one, so I'd probably give it a 6.8.
Okay. Not bad. It's a one timer, so
Yeah,
definitely something you got to be in the mood for,
yeah,
um, or just have it once in a while.
yeah. Not something you're turning down, but there's definitely other options out there.
Yeah. But it's a mid, man. It's a mid.
It's mid, yeah, as the kids would say.
Say. And then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week for the BRRs, I mean, we have our normal shows that we're going through right now. Dexter Original Sin, The Pit, Paradise. Paradise is a good show. They put out the season finale. Gotta watch that this week. Love is Blind is slow killing us, slow burning us to death. Just give us all the episodes.
I
Um,
know. I know. I finally started it.
yeah, like the
Yeah, I don't
first,
know. I don't know how much I'm gonna watch. It's kind of like I've seen this story before, you know.
yeah, it's like you could tell there's like I said before, there's no DEI in Love is Blind. Everybody's like looking the same or acting the same. First six episodes of all the pods. Um,
Yeah.
then they gave us like two episodes of like outside interactions, and then we're on to the weddings. So it's going to be interesting to see who says yes, who says no. Honestly, I think maybe only one couple might make it, but I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised if they all said no. So We'll see what happens with that. Then they have the reunion probably another week later. Um, and on the side, they stretch out. They pretty much stretched out like was it maybe like 10, 11 episodes to maybe a month and a half. So might as well just gave it to us once a week. But if that was the case, but that's another story. Then we got White Lotus. I'm not really feeling this season of White Lotus, man.
I haven't
Uh,
watched the latest episode yet.
Like I don't feel like
It's
I don't feel like it's going anywhere. It's just like
well, I mean, White Lotus never really does go anywhere. It's almost like just these random stories that are going on, and then all of a sudden it all kind of ties into one in the last couple episodes, and then you're like, that was pretty cool. I feel like every season I've watched, at least, you start with someone's dead or someone got killed, and then you kind of work up to that. But yeah, I don't know. I always feel the same way about them.
yeah, I don't know, man. But this one feels different to me. And like
Yeah.
oh, whatever they about to tie in, I probably don't even. Um, I'm gonna keep sticking it out. So see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Then we got Yellow Jackets. I didn't watch the fourth episode yet. This show's getting
I
out
thought
of
the
hand, man.
I I thought the fourth episode was good. I felt like they brought it back to a little bit of normalcy. I mean, I told you about episode 3 being a little wacky.
Yeah,
Um,
when she ate the blackberries or blueberries and started talking to the cow or
oh my
the llama or
gosh.
whatever it was, I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell is going on here?
Yeah. And it turns out it was just like, poisonous gas or whatever.
Yes, yeah,
But
man.
like, yeah, I was watching that. I'm like, what in the hell is going on?
Yeah,
But
I
no,
feel like that. I felt like that was like the teddy bear from the first season when it was a plane and
yes.
it just started burning up for no reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know why I keep watching this show, but I'll stick it through, man. I'm gonna stick it through.
Yeah. I'm locked in.
And then we got On Call watching that. It's Amazon Prime show, pretty much about these two police officers on call. It's not bad, but it's not great. So watch it one episode at a time. Take my time with it.
Hmm.
Started Prime Target.
Oh yeah. How
Um,
is that?
it's okay. Like the concept is great, but it really is a slow burn.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is a slow burn. I'm not too fond. Honestly, I'm not too fond of the characters. Um,
Mm,
I don't know if I'll watch it past the first season, uh, but we'll see what happens, man.
yeah.
Then I started Severance. Um,
Mm,
I feel like it's okay. Maybe I'm missing some stuff, but I like the way the direction they're going in as far as I don't want to say who the bad guy really is. So without I'm saying that without giving it away, but
okay.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
That's good.
And then they put out Daredevil. They put out the first 2 episodes. I thought it was okay, but I felt like we didn't really get a lot of Daredevil. I felt like the first 2 episodes are pretty much like I won't say like a reintroduction to Daredevil again. So we'll see what happens with the other. I think they're doing 6 episodes. I want to say so. The other 4. See how this season goes. As far as movies, I checked out The Gorge. That's the new movie on Apple Plus or Apple TV. Not a bad movie, not a great movie, but it was okay. It was okay. Pretty much about these two government contractors that get assigned to this job, and their job is to protect this what is called the gorge. So they're
Hmm.
not supposed to let anything come out the gorge or go into the gorge. But
Okay.
eventually, some state eventually, they end up in the gorge and finding out what's in there, and they got to fight their way out. So it's not a bad movie. Like I said, it's not a bad movie, not a great movie. Um, I've definitely had some good, decent action scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if they did do another one. No, well, nah, I don't think they could do another one based off the ending, but
Yeah.
um, so we'll see what happens. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, we got some other stuff coming up, mostly in April. So as far as this is a show called Your Friends and Neighbors.
Hmm.
It's pretty much about the You remember the guy from Landman, the one that died, that was in the hospital?
Oh, yeah, John Hamm.
Yeah, he's like the main character of the show. He's pretty much I want to say Ponzi scheming his neighbors. I think he works for like a hedge fund company. He's pretty much ripping them off.
Okay.
From what it looked like. Then there was the studios, the end of May. I mean, end of March. It's a comedy. I don't know how I feel about it. And then we got Andor season 2's The Last of Us next season in April.
When is
So
when Last of Us comes out in April?
yeah, April 13th. So
Okay.
we got almost a month away. So definitely
Nice.
definitely looking forward to that. So that'll probably run us until June. June is Gina and Georgina. I stopped watching that show. Probably have to go back if I want to keep watching it.
Ginny and Georgia.
Yeah.
I
So
like that show.
yeah, that's in June, and then Ironheart. That's another Marvel show that'll be in June. So we got some stuff, and then there's a bunch of other stuff they didn't announce yet, which was the freaking I was about to say Hunger Games, Squid Games, and then they haven't announced that yet, and then I think Stranger Things is like October. I want to say
November.
December or so. November, yeah.
November.
So
Yeah.
some stuff. So other than that, that's it, man. That's all I got.
I think that's all I got too. I haven't caught up on anything new yet. Still got a ton on the list. So
Yep. So I'll keep you posted if I find anything real good.
oh yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.